Greetings everyone, my name is Greg. In this video, I am going to be talking about ghosts. Now, before any of you have freaking heart failure, yes, I have the calendar covered up because it fits the video. I'm sorry for those that really like the calendar. This actually fits the video, so you're just going to have to deal with one video that you're not going to see the calendar chick behind me. Wah. But I was talking to my girlfriend tonight, and she said about there being ghosts or a ghost at where she works. And I just kind of roll my eyes at that because I'm skeptical. And she said about, you don't believe anything. And no, I believe lots of things. It's just everything that I believe is based on evidence. She's like, all right, you don't believe in anything supernatural. And I was like, no, because there's no evidence. It is a change from the position I had before when I was younger. Because it was brought to my attention, partly by being in the atheist community, that a lot of atheists are also skeptics. And I have myself become quite skeptical. And the thing is, I like the way Matt Dillahunty had put it when he said about, I want to believe as many true things as I possibly can and as many false things. That if somebody can show me something that I believe that I don't have evidence to support believing it, I'll stop believing it. And I agree with him. I agree with him completely. It is one where, for those that have been following me for years, there was one point when I was saying that I was certain I had been abducted by aliens. Now, I don't know. I doubt my own memories in that regard. So, and the idea of, a lot of people have the attitude that if they remember something a certain way, that means that has to be accurate. No, it doesn't. Our memories are shit a lot of times. And one prime example of that is this, what's termed Mandela effect. It's bullshit. It is clear evidence of just how piss poor people's memories really are. There are so many different examples of it, and I even fell into part of it initially with the Berenstain Bears, when did Nelson Mandela die? I was wrong. I had the thought of, oh, he died in prison. And it was one of, no, he only died not too long ago. And I was like, I could have swore he died in prison. I could have swore I heard that. I was wrong. There's no two ways about it. I was wrong. My memory was wrong. It's just like these people that want to act like the one Star Wars movie, I think it was Return of the Jedi, or it might have been Empire Strikes Back, where Luke got his hand cut off. And a lot of people have the false memory of Darth Vader saying, Luke, I am your father. He didn't. He had asked him about, Luke, did Obi tell you about what happened to your father? And he was like, yeah, he told me you killed him. And he was like, no, I am your father. It wasn't Luke. He was already, the dialogue was already started. It was an emotional no. But people have fucked up memories. The thing is, that's not the point with this. The point with this is this bullshit with ghosts. And I honestly can't say that I can explain all of this shit. I can't. That it's weird. Now, some of it could be photoshopped. That's undeniable. The thing is, Does that mean all of it is? No. I don't know what the fuck. But those are just two examples of ghosts. The other thing that I had looked up, because my girlfriend had mentioned years ago, when I was more hostile online, basically before learning to control my temper as much as I have, I would get very hostile with people. And she would say about seeing orbs around the house. Now, she never said about seeing that many. I would regard that as probably, my thought would be camera, dust and so forth, but I don't know. If somebody can give me a logical, rational, even scientific explanation, I would be all for it. What I'm not big on is the idea of, or an explanation of woo-woo. To me, woo-woo is not an explanation. I don't know. This one, especially to the side now, I regard that as that has to be fake. Because just going by the size of her head and the size of that fucking orb, something like that, I'm thinking bullshit. There's got to be either photoshopped in or something. But I'm not saying that there isn't anything. The problem I have with all of this shit is the idea of ghosts and so forth. It all comes back to my central issue of how could consciousness exist apart from the human brain? And for those that might be wondering, all right, why do I have that up there? I've had it up there now. The thing is, it does change, but there it is. It's one, I found this at Walmart years ago, and it's something that I wasn't sure how to get or if I could get the camera to pick up the change, and it looks like I have, that it is pretty much of something like that. And just in case you didn't catch, it's a creepy little thing that I had found, and I actually like it. I have one that's a skull that maybe closer to Halloween I'll put batteries in the damn thing, because that was one that when we had batteries in it at one point, there is a thing to get it to shut up, but I just couldn't get the goddamn thing to shut up. That the only way I could get it to shut the fuck up was to take the batteries out. So it was it was weird. And it's a skull as well, because, and I haven't shown you guys, I have shown you before that I have this one. I got this back when I was in the Army, that on my first summer camp with them, we were going to AP Hill, Virginia, and we did a convoy down with tractor trailers. And there was one point we stopped at a convenience store in, I think it was Jersey. And I was looking around when guys were going to lunch and so forth. I guess I had gotten done eating early and so forth. And I was looking around and I saw this. And I waited in line to buy this. And when I got back to the trucks, the one sergeant that was in charge of us he was like, I was wondering where you were, and I showed him this, and he was like, why am I not surprised? And I was like, oh yeah, it's me. But one of the things I had found, and I can't say I put it together because I don't have the patience for this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen 3D puzzles. This is a 3D puzzle. It is quite cool. It's a skull. Now, for the Christians, they might be flipping the fuck out. I don't care. It's a skull. I like it. I keep it down here just so you guys can see. And it does have, I mean, you can see the top part of it is just kind of on there. But it does, somehow it's locked in, but I wouldn't want, I mean, this thing comes apart into a lot of different pieces, and that would be a pain in the ass. But it's something that I've had and I've wanted to show you guys. But if you have any evidence of ghosts or even the paranormal, I'll leave this comment section open. I mean, it can be anything paranormal. I know the Amazing Randy has like $1 million challenge out for somebody that can prove the supernatural, and nobody has gotten that prize. The thing is, I don't want to be so closed-minded regarding it. I just don't see the evidence. I don't see how consciousness can exist without the human brain. That's a big, for me, that's a deal breaker. And yeah, I guess for those that like the boobs and so forth, you got that now. The thing is, I don't know how consciousness can exist apart from the human brain. And everything that makes up who I am is things that I can point to as being, it came from this life, from experiences I've had, my personal tastes, the things that I like. Because I can show you guys my Red Bull thing, not just soda, but I also keep chocolate milk. It's one of the things that I like. That actually works quite nice as a mini fridge. That it's a Red Bull thing that they were throwing it out where my girlfriend worked, and I was like, shit, I want that. Because it works quite nice as a refrigerator without being an actual legitimate refrigerator. But I don't see how, like, after, sooner or later I am going to die. I recognize that. I'm only 43, so I should have a lot of good years left in me. But when the time comes, I don't see. Yes, I've had what are termed near-death experiences, but I regard that as largely BS, because it's the aspect of when your brain is starved for oxygen and so forth, you're apt to see all kinds of funky shit. Not to mention if you were on any different medications or overdose like I had, you could see all kinds of fucked up shit. And it doesn't mean that there is evidence of some mystical woo-woo, but only evidence of, yeah, drugs can fuck you up. The thing is, I'm skeptical. And even of my own experiences, I'm skeptical. That if I can't have something to validate what I think I experienced, I question it. Did I really experience that? I don't know. there were times that, there was one time in particular that I was at what's termed White Rock with a friend of mine who is also skeptical, but he's a mechanical whiz. And we both saw in the night sky this black void type of thing, that when we looked directly at it, it vanished. But when we looked out of the corner of our eye, there it was. We don't have an explanation. Neither of us knew what the fuck we were seeing. If anybody, just from that brief description, can identify what the fuck this is it an optical illusion, or as Neil deGrasse Tyson puts it, a brain failure? If that's the case, I would be curious as to, can you prove that to me? Or because somebody just saying something, that's not evidence. Making a claim, even if you're claiming something is scientific, if it's scientific, prove it. Because Christians make claims all the time, so do people of all religions. So, and it's one, I don't just want to seem like I'm picking on them, even though they're my favorite horse to beat. The thing is, just because somebody makes a claim doesn't mean I'm going to believe the claim. I want evidence to validate and back up and support the claim. Otherwise, I'm not buying it. But feel free to talk about this in my comment section, and if you have any evidence, post links to videos. I would really, there can be an overall general discussion about ghosts, orbs, you name it, hauntings. I'm curious. And if there is anywhere that is supposedly haunted, I would love to go check it out, especially if I'm going to get a payday out of it. Because I don't mind kicking it with some spooks, especially if I'm going to be getting some cash on the side from it. Hey, then I'm all for it. Then I'm really interested. Even more than I would be in the first place. But feel free to leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Later, people.